Motivate Yourself for Success. Written by Giovanni Rigters. Narrated by Tim Cicerelli. Introduction. Many of us struggle to find the motivation we need to complete our daily tasks. This does not necessarily mean that you are lazy or incapable. It means that you just need to switch things up. Shift your focus and energy, and change your habits. It has been found that a lack of motivation may stem from many different things. You may possibly not know what you want and need to set goals for yourself. It may even be that you're setting the wrong goals for yourself. You may be letting fear get in your way, and so you don't even try. Either way, it is important that you learn to overcome these obstacles and put your best foot forward. Motivation is a call to action influenced by our needs and wants. It is very much a goal-oriented behavior, causing us to be driven and persistent to get what we want. There is one common thing that many of us desire, the ultimate goal, if you will: success. All we want in life is to be successful in the things we do, to be proud of our achievements and deem ourselves victorious. To be successful means that you have achieved the things you once only dreamed about, and you have reached the goals you set out for yourself. Success, honestly, means something different to everyone. However, no one ever became successful without the motivation to get there. That is why it is so important to get up every morning and remind yourself of your drive, what you want in life, and what gets you up in the morning. Success, and whatever it means to you, is important. It is what motivates you, what you base your goals and dreams off of. It builds confidence and gives you a sense of security and pride. Throughout this book, you will learn the best ways to motivate yourself every day to reach your ultimate goal: success. Chapter 1. Think about it. When I say picture yourself successful, what do you see? Many times we find it difficult to motivate ourselves because we are not sure of exactly what we are working toward, or we get lost in another person's opinion of what success is supposed to be. The truth is that you determine what success is because it means something different to everyone. When you think about the SEO of a big company who has everything they want, you would consider them successful, right? Well, what if that SEO has estranged relationships with almost everyone in their life and feels lonely most days? Are they still successful? The point is that success is personal. Only you will ever truly know what you really want, and only you can determine what is important to you. So, I ask again, when I say success, what comes to mind? That is the ultimate goal. That is what you are going to work toward every day until you get there. Success is a process, and we need to take steps to get there. It is important that you take the time to really think about what you want. Where would you ideally like to be in life? Who and what do you really want to surround yourself with? What do you want to do with your life that will truly make you happy? These are all questions you need to really think about and process, not necessarily to plan your whole life ahead of you, but to give yourself something to work toward. No one ever got anywhere by not knowing exactly what they wanted and still trying to go for it. Your motivation stems from what gets you up in the morning, what gets you going, and makes you feel like you have a purpose. What are you working for? Who do you want to share your success with? What exactly do you want to achieve when it's all said and done? Think carefully about your answers because this is your drive. These are the things that are going to motivate you to get you to be where you want. Many of us tend to experience a time in life where we simply just do not know what we want. We are not sure what we want to do career-wise, where to go, or who to be with, and so we never know or think about what success means to us. To do pretty much anything in life, you need to understand it. You need to educate yourself about the meaning and the depths of whatever it is. Same goes for success. How do you expect yourself to be successful if you have not even figured out what it means to be successful? These 3 simple steps below dig into the core of defining our success and what it means to us. 1. Think about why success is so important to you. You need to think about why you want to be successful and why it matters so much to you. You need to ask yourself what you would have to achieve to see yourself as a successful person. Would it be something you achieved on a personal level? Would it be a professional achievement? Or would it be maybe even physical? Now, think about how your success would make you feel. Maybe you would feel more confident, fearless, or maybe you would feel secure and less stressed out. Think about your answer carefully and as detailed as you can. Lastly, ask yourself what is going to change once you are successful. Are you going to have more financial freedom? Are you going to be living somewhere different to where you are now? Or are you going to have a completely different career? Answer these questions as specifically as you can, as this is the core of your motivation. The answers to these questions are why you are doing what you are doing. These are the reasons why you want to work hard to get to where you want to be. 2. Discover what is going to drive you to overcome your obstacles. There are so many things that hold us back from achieving our goals and reaching our full potential. Ask yourself, what exactly are these obstacles that stop you from reaching success? Take time to carefully think about and answer this one. You need to know exactly what is preventing you from achieving your goals so that you can know how to move past it. Once you have your answer, I want you to think about how eliminating these obstacles will help you further yourself and reach higher levels of success. Once you overcome the challenges that have restricted you from your ultimate goal for so long, how can you move forward and do better? Now think about how you can hold yourself accountable to stay on track now that obstacles are out of the way, and what course of action you may have avoided in the past because these obstacles were in the way. Once you determine these things, you will know what has been holding you back and the steps you can take to overcome it so that you can achieve more. 3. Take that first step. So many times we let fear of failing cause the doubt in ourselves and our abilities stop us from aiming high and reaching for success. Although the possibility of failing is there, nothing stops you from trying again, maybe even with a different approach. All you need to do is take that first step and just start. By taking that first step, we further define our success, as we do not let our fears and doubts dictate what we want and how big we dream. The truth is, you do not need to have every single step planned out, but as long as you know what you want and start working toward it, then you have discovered what success means to you. I want you to think about the following. What would you do tomorrow if you knew for sure that you would not fail? Ask yourself, if fear and self-doubt were not holding you back, what goals would you set for yourself to reach success? Would you do more and achieve more if you were never afraid of trying? What if you could not quit until you have reached your ultimate goal? What would that goal be? By finding the answers to these questions, you will discover how far you are really willing to go for success and what it really means to you. You will also uncover exactly what you need to do to get there and find the things you need to motivate yourself to do. Allen, 2019. Success is a big goal here, but the best way to tackle a big goal is to set smaller goals for yourself to achieve that all add up to the ultimate goal. By now, you should have a good idea of what success means to you and what you truly want in life that would make you see yourself as successful. We now focus on how to get there and how we motivate ourselves to get there. Success is never easy, but it's worth it. That is what you need to remember throughout your journey to getting there. Chapter 2. Setting yourself up. Setting goals is a critical part of reaching success. They are all a part of the process and are crucial to staying on track and measuring how far you have come. Setting goals helps you stay focused and keeps you motivated. They remind you what you want to achieve and keep you determined to do so. They give you direction as to where you need to go and what you need to do, and they give you a sense of ambition and confidence. Goals are different to dreams and wishes. A goal is something you work hard toward or something you put your all into. They take effort and energy, and that is why it is important that you are realistic about the attainability of your goals. This is not to say you should not aim high and give up, You just need to think carefully about your goals and what they really are. Think about all the things holding you back and the possibility of moving past them. Setting goals is super important to get you motivated. That is why you need to be smart about it and put time, energy, and effort into thinking about your goals and how you're going to achieve them so that you can set yourself up for success. Setting goals for yourself is not always an easy task, but it can be simplified. Here are some of the best tips and tricks to setting achievable goals. 1. Come up with smaller goals that ultimately add up to what you want to achieve. In this case, the ultimate goal is success. By now, you have established what it looks like for you. That means you have also established all the things you need to accomplish in order to get there. These are your mini or smaller goals. They are an important part of the process as it all leads up to your success. It also makes the process seem less daunting and much easier as you focus on one goal at a time. Each goal that you accomplish also makes you stronger, more confident, and teaches you a lesson. Smaller goals are essentially more attainable and even more flexible, as our goals may change over time. Rescue Time Blog 2020. 2. Make your goals specific. You need to make your goals clear and define exactly what you want to achieve so that you have a clear direction of where you want to go. When your goals are specific, you have a better sense of direction. It is then more likely that you will accomplish them. When trying to make your goals more specific, think of who, where, when, what, and why. Who is involved in helping you achieve this goal? Where are you going to achieve this goal? When are you going to achieve this goal? What exactly do you want to accomplish? Why do you want to accomplish it? Corporate Finance Institute 2018. For example, rather than saying, "I want a promotion," try suggesting that you would like to ask your boss for a promotion at work within the next month so that you can be more financially secure. Now that you have a better idea of exactly what you want and how you can get it. 3. Make sure you can track your progress. Evaluating how far you have come is an important part of achieving your goals so that you can ensure that you are sticking to the right path. It also helps us to learn from our mistakes and teaches us where to improve. Tracking your progress can also help you to hold yourself accountable for your efforts and better yourself. To track your progress towards your goals, make sure you give yourself specific dates or amounts. You can keep a daily record on what you've accomplished and what you've learned that gets you closer to your goal. 4. Share your goals with others. When you share your goals with others, you essentially speak them into existence. Your goal is no longer a thought or aspiration, but it is now something real that others can hold you accountable for. You will most likely be asked about your progress later on, so you'll be motivated to actually move forward with your plans and achieve your goal. You may also receive more clarity over your goals. Others may share their point of view and help you to come up with different ways to achieve your goals. Or you may even gain a better understanding on what you need to do just by speaking it aloud. Canfield, 2018. 5. Be realistic about your goals. Unfortunately, some goals are just too unrealistic for us, and we tend to get frustrated, unmotivated, and eventually we give up on trying it all. It is important to set smaller, more realistic, and attainable goals for ourselves so we can progress and eventually move on to slightly bigger goals. Realistic goals are vital in keeping yourself motivated to keep going. If we say you set a goal to move within the next month, it is simply unrealistic. There would be far too many obstacles, such as needing a job secured in place, giving notice at your current job, having a place to stay, sorting out your current living arrangements, sorting through your things, and more. It would be more realistic to set yourself a goal to find a new job within the next month and move the next day once you've accomplished it. You need to really think about all the possibilities and obstacles when setting your goals, and then determine the probability of achieving that goal. 6. Give yourself visual stimulation. Write down your goals, or better yet, make a vision board. Having something you can physically see to remind yourself of your goals is great motivation. Our brains actually respond to visual details far faster and more effectively than other stimuli, as it evokes an emotional response. So when you have a clear picture of what you want right in front of you, your brain cannot help but to respond. You begin to feel motivated. Vision boards serve as reminders of our purpose. They are meant to inspire you and get your brain working. Put your vision board somewhere where you can see it on a daily basis so that when you become despondent, you can remind yourself of exactly why you are working hard and what you want to achieve. I would like to challenge you to make a vision board of your own, using inspirational words, quotes, affirmations, as well as pictures of the different things you want. Maybe even use a picture of yourself happy. Make it big and put it up wherever you know you can get the best use out of it. 7. Give yourself a time frame. When you give yourself a time frame, you essentially make your goals specific and allow yourself to track your progress. Giving yourself a deadline also tends to make you work harder towards your goal and creates a sense of urgency. It lends structure towards your goals and motivates you to be more efficient and productive in trying to accomplish your goals. Timely Blog, 2021. Remain realistic when giving yourself a time frame so that you do not essentially set yourself up for failure and disappointment. By setting up a realistic time frame for yourself, you ultimately make your goal more attainable as you do work more diligently on reaching your goal. 8. Do not give up on yourself. When you do not reach your goals, the process proves to be more trying than you initially thought. It is so easy to give up on yourself and your goals. You quickly forget why you are working so hard and let self-doubt overpower motivation. It is important that you never give up on yourself or your goals. Try a different approach. Look at things from a different perspective, or even ask others for advice. But do not give up on yourself. There will always be obstacles getting in the way of you and your goal, but only you can determine whether you will let them stop you in your tracks or if you're going to persist, move forward, and learn from your challenges. You are the only one who can decide if your success is worth all the trouble. Before you do, remind yourself of what it means to you and why it is important to you. Now that you know what you need to do and exactly what you need to achieve, there should be nothing holding you back from starting as soon as possible. Unfortunately, many of us tend to put these things off, and time again, we procrastinate by doing pointless things that we convince ourselves are more important than reaching our goals. But you can put a stop to this bad habit if you really want to. Just remind yourself of what you want when it's all said and done. Chapter 3. Get it done already. Procrastination is a huge part of why we tend to feel unmotivated, as we convince ourselves to do one thing before doing the things we are actually supposed to do. It also proves to be detrimental to our success, as we have difficulty achieving our goals. Furthermore, studies have found that procrastination is associated with physical and mental health issues. When you think about it, all that really happens when you procrastinate is that you set yourself up for disaster. You leave important things until the very last minute and then end up in a frenzy trying to get it done in time. So why do we still do it? Well, there are a number of different demotivating factors that negatively impact both our motivation and self-control, which we truly rely on to get things done and persevere. When we have important things to do, a lot of the time we become anxious over completing the task, as we begin to doubt ourselves and our ability. These negative emotions can quickly cause us to avoid the task for as long as we can, and maybe even avoid it altogether. Other possible factors that impact our self-control and leave us feeling unmotivated include the need for perfection, task aversion because of unpleasant or unfamiliar circumstances, goals and rewards that are distant in the future, and even a disconnect with our future selves. It is also easy to quickly become distracted when we do not have specific, realistic goals as they start to seem unattainable, and so we never really bother ourselves with them. Self-sabotage, rebelliousness, and even the desire for a challenge and the adrenaline that comes with the pressure of trying to meet a deadline are all reasons we tend to procrastinate. There are so many reasons that drive us to procrastination, and we may even have more than one. However, by uncovering and understanding the reasons why you unnecessarily delay important tasks, you have taken one of the most important steps in figuring out how you can stop and ditch the bad habit. Why people procrastinate. ND. Imagine all the things we could get done if we simply stopped procrastinating. We would, without a doubt, achieve so much more. Not only that, but you will also feel far less stressed out and be less hard on yourself when you do not finish things on time, or you are not necessarily proud of the outcome. You need to remind yourself that putting things off is the easy way out, and you are working towards your future. Only you can determine where you end up by taking all small steps toward success, no matter how exhausting, trivial, challenging, or annoying it may be. You know what needs to be done, and that only you can do it. Even so, to stop procrastinating may just be easier said than done. With that being said, try following these 10 easy tips to stop procrastinating. 1. Set small, realistic, and specific goals. The goals you set determine whether you allow yourself to be motivated or distracted. Your goals need to be significant and important to you so that you want to actually progress toward them. In the last chapter, you learned the importance of setting specific and attainable goals. However, we never really covered how these goals can help you avoid procrastination. By setting specific goals for yourself, you know exactly what you want, why you want it, and when you want it by. This makes it easier to remind yourself exactly what you are working for, and you will not allow yourself to become easily unmotivated and distracted. By setting smaller, more realistic goals, you make your goals more attainable, and therefore, you are less likely to be scared of your goals and doubt your ability to achieve them. We also learned that when a goal seems to only benefit us in the distant future, we also tend to become despondent and prioritize other things over our goal. By setting smaller goals, you essentially make the reward of achieving that goal more immediate, and so you feel motivated to work hard toward it by making it a top priority. 2. Uncover the reason why you are procrastinating. You need to understand why you procrastinate to be able to stop it. Figuring out the root of your problem will give you more clarity on how you can fix it. You have already established all the possible reasons you may be procrastinating. Now, it's time to really sit down and think about all the times you have procrastinated in the past, asking yourself, why? Think about when you procrastinated and what the circumstances were. Think about what you were actually meant to be doing. Think about how you felt about it. Think about what you did instead of actually working toward your goal. Why people procrastinate, ND. 3. Organization is key. A lot of the time we procrastinate because we are not exactly sure of what we need to do or where to start. By staying organized, you know what needs to be done by when, so you essentially get your priorities straight. Organization gives you structure, so you are less likely to let the little things distract you and keep you from reaching your goals. You can also stay on track and in turn, measure your progress. This will boost your motivation and keep you from slacking as you feel confident in the ability to get more done. Make use of daily planners and to-do lists to maximize your organization and stay on top of things. 4. Commit to your goals. By committing to your goals, you hold yourself accountable to make the efforts to achieve them. Research shows that by making commitments publicly and setting self-imposed deadlines, we are more likely to follow through with them. Van Edwards, 2014. You can make use of commitment devices to force yourself to proactively tackle your goals. Essentially, you need to do something like lock your phone away in a cabinet and commit to working a full 2 hours without getting distracted by your phone. It also helps to put consequences in place if you do not follow through with your commitments. In this case, maybe you can make yourself do an additional hour of work every time you fetch your phone. 5. Set time aside to do the things you like. Often we procrastinate because the truth is there are much better things we would rather be doing, so we do them. If you reward yourself with time to yourself to do these things after you have achieved your daily goal, then you essentially get it out of your system. You do not feel the need to distract yourself by scrolling through social media, for example, because you know you have set time aside to do so later on. Furthermore, you also get yourself motivated to accomplish your daily tasks, so you can reward yourself with that time to do the things that you would rather be doing in the first place. It is important that you take that time to yourself so that you do not wear yourself thin and become despondent. 6. Think of the bigger picture. When you find yourself putting things off, for whatever reason, it is important that you remind yourself of your end goal. Rethink your priorities and ask yourself what is more important to you. Remind yourself what your success means to you, why it means so much to you, and how achieving your goals now will make a difference later. Remind yourself what is at stake as well as what you have to gain. If need be, have a look at your vision board as a reminder for what you want in life and where you want to end up for that extra push to persevere. Remember that what you do today influences tomorrow, the day after, and so on. It is too often that we quickly avert from our tasks because they seem daunting or exhausting. There will always be challenges in anything that we do. It is important that you never turn your back because you're afraid or have better things to do. Think of how you're going to feel when you accomplish your goal. Now, think of how you're going to feel later on when you look back and realize you didn't even try. You know what is important to you. Sometimes all you need to do is remind yourself. 7. Stop seeking perfection. There is nothing wrong with wanting things to be absolutely perfect. However, when you spend more time trying to achieve perfection rather than trying to achieve your goal because you're afraid of making a mistake, it can be detrimental. Sometimes we set such high standards for ourselves that they are simply unattainable. And while it is not unreasonable for us to want our work perfect and maintain a high standard, it seems to become our downfall as we make excuses that seem to be reasonable. However, we are still simply unnecessarily delaying the process. Why people procrastinate, ND. You need to remind yourself that making mistakes is a part of life. We are not going to do everything right, and we will most likely fail at least once. As long as you learn from your mistakes and give it your all, then you have already set a high standard for yourself. You are aware of what you can do, and there's nothing wrong with pushing the limits of your capabilities. After all, how else do you expect yourself to learn? However, constantly striving for perfection, which is simply impossible to achieve, is unrealistic and detrimental to your success. 8. Try using the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule works off of the idea of breaking goals into smaller tasks that will eventually become habits and help you to achieve your goals. In essence, you give yourself tasks that are easy to start and only take about 2 minutes to complete. Eventually, each small task adds up to you completing your daily tasks and goals, only it creates the illusion that it is less effort and less time-consuming. For example, if you say that you have set out to do a 30-minute workout today, it seems like so much effort. We begin to think of things that are better worth our time. Instead, tell yourself to take 2 minutes to put on your workout clothes. Then, tell yourself to take 2 minutes to stretch, 2 minutes to warm up, and so on. The truth is that even the smallest accomplishments give us a sense of confidence and motivate us to keep going. And that is what this method is all about. Getting started by successfully getting through the first 2 minutes of a task. It inspires you to do more, and it becomes easier the more you progress. Clear 2018. By just showing up, you have taken the most important step towards achieving your goals. 9. Take control of your environment. It is easy to start procrastinating when there are so many little distractions that catch your attention, whether it be background noises that begin to annoy you, objects to fidget with, or even technology, which, as we know, can be a major distraction. You can take control of your environment by doing the best to avoid these distractions, or even getting rid of them completely. If you know you are going to get distracted by your phone, put it on silent and move it away where you cannot see it. Research shows that when people put all our focus and energy into something, we are more productive and efficient in completing our tasks. Ross, 2020. 10. Encourage yourself. It is important to remind yourself that you are capable and worthy of reaching your goals. It is okay to mess up, and you have the ability to learn from your mistakes. We can become so despondent when we self-sabotage. You convince yourself that this task is too much for you to handle, or that you do not know what you're doing, so there really is no point in trying. We avoid tasks because we think it might be easier and better to not even try, rather than to try and then fail. If you've set realistic goals for yourself, then you've already recognized your potential. Remind yourself of your potential and that you are strong enough to make it through. It is important that you push yourself to do your very best every day and follow through with your commitments. Do what needs to be done and give yourself time to do whatever you want. Structure and discipline are key principles in motivating yourself. Try developing a routine to keep yourself going. Commit to one thing you can do every day and stay consistent. Maybe you can even try staying active to keep you energized and motivated. Chapter 4. Keep yourself active. Staying active is a great way to keep yourself motivated. When you finish a workout, you may feel tired and sweaty, but you also feel great, strong, and ready to conquer the day ahead. Without a doubt, physical activity makes you feel good about yourself, whether it be because you are seeing results or even just because you are proud of the accomplishment. You ultimately boost your self-esteem and your confidence in your ability to do different things. More importantly, physical activity improves your health. When you are healthy and fit, you have the energy and the willpower to get more things done. Physical activity does not just make for a healthy body, but it also makes for a healthy mind. Physical activity stimulates and aids in the growth of new connections between brain cells in various important cortical areas. This makes it easier for the brain to grow new neurological connections, which supports our cognitive skills and regulates our behavior. Physical exercise for brain health, ND. When we are regularly active, we can actually improve our concentration, memory, and mood, and ultimately boost our motivation. This is because the effects of physical activity include the enhancement of dopamine, norepinephrine, and even serotonin levels, all of which are related to focus and attention. Robinson, 2020. Research shows that physical activity also improves mental health and reduces anxiety and depression. Not only does it boost your self-esteem, ultimately making you feel better about yourself, it also stimulates our brains to secrete chemicals such as endorphins and serotonin, which are known to improve your mood. It is important to be in the right headspace when you are trying to stay motivated, because when you are fueled by all these negative thoughts and feelings, you will not feel the drive to do anything at all, let alone try to achieve your goals. Physical activity keeps you encouraged and focused, as well as feeling optimistic and positive. Even though physical activity is one of the greatest methods to enhance your motivation, a lot of us still need the motivation to actually engage in physical activity. Often, we put it off or just do not do it at all. This can be for a number of reasons. The best part is, they're easy to fix. One very common issue as to why we do not stay active is because we simply do not enjoy it. That is more than fine. Not many people actually enjoy running out of breath, sweating like a pig, and feeling pain for the next day or so. However, it does get easier as you go along, and there are a number of ways you can make it slightly more enjoyable for yourself. Try group exercises so that you can socialize with others while exercising, and also, you will not feel as alone. You know that almost everyone else working out with you is probably feeling the exact same way you do. You might also keep quitting because you tried too much too soon. You may be bored, or have not done the correct research, or are not seeing any results. Start small and take the time to figure out what works for you. Maybe even try working out with a personal trainer or switching up your workout routine. Staying active keeps you energized, meaning that you have the ability to keep going for longer. You also gain a sense of accomplishment, leaving you hungry for more. That is what motivation is all about. Wanting to keep going over and over again and eventually reaching your success. The confidence that comes with staying active is exactly what you need to get yourself going. As you progress, you will slowly start believing in yourself more and more, as well as your ability to achieve your goals. If you can make physical activity a part of your daily routine, not only can you benefit with all these different areas, but you will also add structure to your life. You set yourself a goal to achieve every day, and when you do, you essentially set yourself up for success. When you stay consistent, it becomes easier. Thus, you become stronger and more able to do the things you want to do. You also become better at consistently achieving your goals. With your improved focus and attention, it also becomes easier to put your mind to all different sorts of things and zone in on your goals by putting in all your effort and concentration into them. You are able to think more clearly, and that essentially makes it easier to prioritize your goals and remind yourself of what you are working for when you become distracted. Physical activity is probably one of the best ways to get yourself motivated. The truth is that you are the only one in control of your circumstances. Only you can decide if you want to stay active. Only you can determine whether or not you are happy with the environment that you are in. And only you can choose who you let inspire you and who you surround yourself with. Make the right choices and get yourself motivated to create the destiny you want for yourself. Chapter 5. Let others inspire you. The people you listen to can really impact your motivation. Make sure you surround yourself with people that are positive and optimistic. By surrounding yourself with people that are successful and listening to what they have to say, you essentially feed off that energy and start making the progress to be on the same level. These people can also offer you advice when you feel stuck or start noticing yourself becoming distracted. Remember that they have probably once been where you are, and by listening to their journey and advice, you can quickly become inspired to take action. When you are surrounded by negative energy and people who are not sure of what they want or what they can do, we easily fall into the same trap. We start believing that we are not capable of achieving our goals because all we ever hear is that we cannot do it, that there is really no point. As I mentioned earlier, you are in control of who you choose to listen to and surround yourself with. So make sure that whoever it may be is not only supportive of you reaching your goals, but they are optimistic and give you a great perspective on how to really look at things. It is great to have people around to motivate us and hold us accountable for the commitment and progress we make. I am sure you will come to find that it is, in fact, better and start realizing the toxicity of all the negative energy. Soon enough, you will feel the need to cut it out completely. And by doing so, you will learn who wants to share your success and who believes you will never reach it. It can also be helpful to look up to others who are in a similar position to where you aspire to be, people who are successful in the same ways you are currently working toward achieving. Listening to their stories about their struggle and how they pushed through can be a great reminder that you are not alone. Those people you look up to used to be in a similar position. Remind yourself that if they got past it, you can too. When you relate your journey to that of someone who inspires you, it can make your goals seem more attainable. It reminds you that everyone faces their own challenges, but despite their troubles, they still persevere. You can do the same, and sometimes we just need to be reminded of that. Whether it be superiors at work or inspirational speakers, listening to what they have to say can be another great way to get yourself motivated, as they prove that all their efforts and hard work will eventually pay off. All you need is a little bit of dedication. Research shows that reading motivational quotes on a daily basis can help you stay gratified, inspired, confident, and happy overall. Sometimes by reading inspirational quotes, we also allow ourselves to look at things from a different perspective. We open our minds to thinking of things in a different way, and ultimately, we can find more clarity on how to solve our problems. They can also act as triggers. Motivational quotes often trigger us to take action, especially when we resonate with them. We feel the need to act upon these quotes. They can also trigger us to get our head back in the game by reminding us of what we already know, what our success means to us, and what we aspire to become. Inspirational quotes can also boost our self-confidence. When we read motivational words, especially ones that relate to what we believe in, we only confirm our thoughts. Therefore, we end up feeling more self-assured. With that being said, here are 10 of my favorite inspirational quotes that keep me motivated. 1. You learn more from failure than from success. Don't let it stop you. Failure builds character. Unknown. This is a reminder not to fear failure so much. Instead, we should focus on what we can learn from the experience and how you can grow. 2. You can either experience the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The choice is yours. Unknown. Remember that there will always be a challenge in whatever we do. At the end of the day, only you can determine what is really worth it. Is it self-control and discipline that eventually pays off as it becomes easier? Or would you prefer to avoid a difficult task and later on regretting that you never even tried? 3. If you believe it'll work out, you'll see opportunities. If you don't believe it'll work out, you'll see obstacles. Wayne Dye. When you look at things from a different perspective, you open your eyes to all the greatness and unlock your true potential. When you only choose to look at all the things that may stand in your way, you become oblivious to all the things you can achieve. You should only settle for the best, but you can only do that when you work hard for it. 4. The only difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. Jimmy Johnson. When you go the extra mile and work harder, you will see the results. It is striving toward greatness and persevering against all odds that lead you to success. 5. Unsuccessful people make their decisions based on their current situations. Successful people make their decisions based on where they want to be. Benjamin Hardy. Remember that whatever challenges you may be facing, they will pass. Just like all the other troubling times you have overcome in your past. You can get through any obstacle as long as you remind yourself that it is only temporary, and you do not need to come to a complete stop and drop everything because of your problems. 6. Sometimes when you're in a dark place, you think you've been buried, but you've actually been planted. Christine Kane. Remember that it is from times of difficulty and darkness that we grow and flourish, just like a flower. We need to develop our roots. During these times of darkness, you find the very root of who you are. And from there, you grow and develop until eventually you blossom and finally see the light of day. 7. Nothing will work unless you do. Maya Angelou. These words by the great Maya Angelou tell us that nothing worthwhile is going to come our way unless we start making our way toward it. If we want everything to work out and to be successful, then we have no other choice than to work hard for it. 8. Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come. Unknown. The progress you have made from where you were to where you are is always something to be admired. You may not exactly be where you'd like, but right now, you are in a position that you once only aspired to be in. When you think about it, you have actually made it far in your journey. And you did that with determination and the will to succeed. Why would you want to stop now? 9. If you want to fly, give up everything that weighs you down. Buddha. We are in control of what and who we let bring us down. When we let go of all the things that hold us back and essentially restrict us from reaching our full potential, we will fly higher than we ever thought we could. You are in charge of your destiny, and so you need to do whatever is in your best interest. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself and your success first. 10. Victory is sweetest when you've known defeat. Malcolm S. Forbes. How could we ever fully appreciate the good when we have not yet experienced the bad? Your success is only that much more meaningful when you know the strength it took to get there. When you know you made it through every struggle and finally reached the ultimate goal of success, it will be one of the best and most precious victories you could ever hope for. Any person who has reached success has known the bitter feeling of failure. They did not just get there purely by luck. They chose to learn from their mistakes and found new ways to achieve their goals. You need to accept that failure is a part of the process, and how you choose to react will determine your success. Chapter 6. Don't let fear get in the way. We are not perfect beings. We will make mistakes, and we will do so time and time again. It is a part of life, and we eventually have to accept that. You cannot let the fear of failing keep us from achieving our goals, especially because it is a vital part of the process. If we never fail, we never learn. If we never learn, we never progress. If we never progress, we never succeed. We would be stuck in this cycle of trying and not getting anywhere. We would simply just stay where we are, and we would never move forward and go on to achieve greatness. Too many times we get caught up in fear of failing that we completely give up on even trying at all. We let life-changing opportunities slip through our fingers simply because we are too afraid. We remain stuck in our comfort zone and never push our limits. Therefore, we never really unlock our true potential. We never let ourselves experience new things that have every possibility of changing our lives for the better. We give up on ourselves and our destiny, and eventually, we end up in a dark hole of regret and remorse. The truth is, we will most likely fail many times, but we must choose to learn from our mistakes and carry on, pushing toward success. Each failure teaches you something you might not have known before, and you can use that lesson to make progress and look at things from a different perspective. That is only if we choose to see it in that way. You can determine if failure means defeat or if it means you just get another chance to try again. Failing should not mean that you are falling behind or that you have fallen off track. It means that you are making strides and that you are on the right path to discovering how you can achieve success. That is why it is so important to try again. When you fail to learn what not to do, now you have the opportunity to try something new and actually accomplish your goals. When we focus on that, we can learn from our failed attempts. It can help us to persevere and motivate us to try again and again. Instead of getting caught up in the failure itself, think about what led to it. Think about when you play a game of chess and you lose. Usually you are eager to try again until you win. Imagine how much more you would have accomplished if you applied the same thought process to your failures. If you change your thought process and redefine what failure means to you, you can learn to slowly overcome the fear. Stop letting it hold you back. You need to believe in your ability to succeed against all odds. It is all up to you to decide whether your determination is stronger than your fear. When you choose to look at failure as an opportunity and allow it to motivate you to try again, then you are well on your way to success. Conclusion. There is really nothing that is holding you back from your success. If you change your outlook and discipline yourself, you can achieve great things. You know what your success means to you. You would not have set goals for yourself if you never believed you could achieve them. Remind yourself of your potential and do not give up hope. You are worthy of succeeding just as much as Elon Musk, Bill Gates, or any of the people you look up to. They all had struggles to overcome. The only difference is they kept themselves motivated to keep persevering and push the limitations of their success. Staying motivated is a big part of being successful. Motivation is believing you can during times it seems like you cannot. Motivation determines the amount of commitment, energy, and perseverance you put into achieving your goals. It helps to make your goals and priorities clear and enhances your focus. It reminds you of the commitment that you have made. Motivation is what gets you through all the tough times. It is the key to success. No one made it successfully without the motivation to get there. Without motivation, success simply would not exist. If no one had the motivation to achieve their goals, then they would never have the desire to achieve greatness. Can you imagine a world where absolutely none of us strive to achieve our goals and do great things that could possibly even change the world? It is an important life skill to stay motivated. Luckily, Now you know what you can do and what tools you can use to your advantage to keep yourself optimistic, inspired, and motivated. This has been Motivate Yourself for Success, written by Giovanni Rigters, narrated by Tim Cicerelli.